Hello people, welcome back to my channel. I'm Harita. So today in this video I'm going to explain you about the animal diversity or animal kingdom, the basic introduction regarding the classification. So here first you have to know what is animal diversity. So diversity means a state of being unique. Here the being unique in the sense each animal is unique or different at their level, differs from the one animal to another animal. And here the animals are again categorized into two categories: invertebrates, vertebrates. So what is the main difference between invertebrates and vertebrates? So these invertebrates are differs from the vertebrates with the lacking of the notochord. Notochord is a skeletal rod-like structure which supports the body in all embryonic stages and also present in some adult stages only in vertebrates. So these notochord is absent in the invertebrates. So all these animals are comes under the Animalia. These Animalia includes the eukaryotic, multicellular and heterotrophic organisms. What do you mean by eukaryotic organisms? The nucleus is surrounded by the membrane with a particular membrane. So those animals are eukaryotic organisms. And multicellular organisms that consisting of more than one cell. If the animals having more than one cells, those organisms are multicellular organisms. And heterotrophic organisms. So these heterotrophs means which will depends on other organisms for their food material. So all invertebrates, we are going to study all invertebrates under the animal diversity 1, and all vertebrates comes under the animal diversity 2. So if we observe the flow chart of the animal kingdom or the flow chart of the Animalia, so the Animalia is categorized into invertebrates and vertebrates. So this is the flow chart and these are the phyla. So these are the phyla of the invertebrates and these are classes of the vertebrates. So this is the basic flowchart of the Animalia. Okay. So before going to the classification, we have to know about some phenomena or general introduction to the invertebrate phyla. So these are the three phenomena based on these characters we are going to differentiate the each phyla at their level. First one level of organization, second one coelom, and the third one development. So based on these phenomena we recognize each individual at their level. First one level of organization. Okay. So what is the basic unit of life? The basic unit of life is cell, a number of cells. So the basic unit of life is cell. A number of cells together form a tissues and tissues together form a organ. Okay, so and the organs together form organ system, and all organ system together we can say organisms. So these are the levels of organization. So the basic unit of life is cell, a number of cells together form tissues and tissues form organs and the organs form organ system, in which organisms all the vital functions performed by the only cells. Those organisms shows a cellular level of organization. So in which organisms all the vital functions are performed by only cells, so those organisms are shows the cellular level of organization. Here you can see first cellular level of organization, all the vital functions performed by the cells, example sponges. Okay. And and the next level is tissue level of organization. The structural complexity increases from lower organisms to higher organisms. So, this tissue level of organization is exhibited by diploblastic animals like cnidarians and ctenophorans. What do you mean by diploblastic? Only two germ layers are present. Here you can see diploblastic and triploblastic. This is the triploblastic and this one is the diploblastic. In tissue level of organization, the tissue level of organization is exhibited by diploblastic organisms only, in which only ectoderm and mesoderm two germ layers are present. And the next level is organ level of organization. So this organ level of organization is exhibited by the triploblastic animals, and organ level of organization for the first time appeared in the members of platyhelminths. So this organ level of organization is first time appeared in the members of platyhelminths. Triploblastic animals means with cells are arranged in the three germ layers. So in this picture you can see the arrangement of the three germ layers: ectoderm, endoderm and the mesoderm. So this mesoderm present in between the endoderm and the ectoderm. So different tissues are organized to perform the different functions. So these are the difference between diploblastic and triploblastic. So these are the three types of level of organization. Cellular level of organization is seen in the sponges. Tissue level of organization is exhibited by the cnidarians and ctenophorans, and organ level of organization is exhibited by triploblastic organisms. And for the first time the triploblastic or the organ level of organization is appeared in the platyhelminths. So the second one is the coelom. What is coelom? The coelom is the body which is lined by mesoderm, or the space between the body wall and the alimentary canal. Here the coelom is divides into three types: acoelomates, pseudocoelomates and eucoelomates. So these are the pictures of the three types of coelom: coelom, pseudocoelom and acoelom. And now we'll see the three types of coelom in detail. The first one is the acoelom. So till the platyhelminths, all organisms are comes under the acoelomates. So till the platyhelminths means porphyrians, cnidarians, ctenophorans and platyhelminths comes under the acoelomates. What do you mean by acoelomate? Here acoelomate means without the coelom. So coelom is absent till the platyhelminths. And the next one is the pseudocoelomates. Pseudocoelom means false coelom. So here we can see the tube within the tube organization first time in the nematodes. Tube within the tube organization first time in the nematodes. So tube within tube organization means, here in this picture you can see the body wall is the one tube, and inside there is a another tube. So this is the one tube, body wall is one tube and inside another tube. So that is the alimentary canal. So this one is the alimentary canal and the body wall is the one tube. So this kind of appearance is first time seen in the nematodes. So the pseudocoelom, that is not a true coelom. Those this coelom is a not true coelom, only remnants of the primitive body cavity, that is the blastocele. So that's why this kind of coelom is called pseudocoelom, first time seen in the nematodes. And the second one is the eucoelomates. Eucoelom is the true coelom. So this is the fluid filled cavity between the body wall. Okay, this is the true coelom, which is a fluid filled cavity present between the body wall. The eucoelom is again categorized into two types: cytocoelom and the enterocoelom. First one, cytocoelom. So the cytocoelom means the coelom is formed by the splitting of the mesoderm. The cytocoelom is formed by the splitting of the mesoderm, and this type of coelom is seen in the annelids, arthropods and molluscans. And the next one is the enterocoelom. The enterocoelom, in these organisms, the coelom is formed from the archenteron pouches. So this archenteron is a primitive gut. These organisms are called enterocoelomates, and this type of coelom is seen in the echinodermata, hemichordata and chordata. And the last one is the development. What is the process of development? After the fertilization, zygote is formed, right? And this zygote is develops into the morula, and morula develops into blastula. So you may have some idea about the embryonic stages. So at the in the blastula stage, the space is filled with a blastocele, and the blastula is develops into gastrula, In the gastrulation, the process of germinal layers will form. So in the at the stage of the gastrulation, we can see the development or the formation of the germinal layers we can see. So at the gastrulation stage, the gastrula, here you can see the gastrula is a double layer with the archenteron. So this streak-like structure is the archenteron, and this archenteron is open exterior by the blastopore. So this archenteron is open exterior by the blastopore. This blastopore plays a major crucial role during the process of development, in which suppose we this blastopore, in which the organism first the blastopores develop into mouth. Those organisms are called protostomes. So in which organisms the blastopore first develops into mouth, those organisms are called protostomes. So in the protostome, later the anus will develop. First the blastopore opens into or develops into mouth, and later uh, development of the anus will takes place. And which organisms first the blastopore develop into anus, later mouth. So those organisms are called deuterostomes. Okay, so and secondarily the mouth is formed. So in the protostomes the cleavage is spiral and determinate, and in the deuterostomes the cleavage is radial and indeterminate. Okay, if you observe these pictures, the difference between radial cleavage and spiral cleavage. So this is the basic introduction regarding the classification of the invertebrates and vertebrates. Based on these three characters, we can identify the each organism at their level. So and the three what are the three phenomena, level of organization, coelom and development. Based on three characters, we can recognize the each animal at their level. So this is about the today's video, and please subscribe my channel and like my video if you like it. Thank you.